Another day of backtesting for roughly 10 hours today. The spring break is about to start, so I have some time. Today was a Saturday. And here is my journals for today. This is just for half of the day, basically. So here I have my rules of my strategy written down, which it's basically saying that I'm going to wait for all the time frames to be aligned. And then I'm not going to trade if we are at a key level, like a key resistance or a key support area. And also the fact that if I can make money that day, like that trading day in my backtesting sessions, I will not trade anymore unless the market gives me a big retracement. And last one is I wait for as many confirmations as I can. And then here, there's another one. Never trade with the market trend when it's already when it already did its job. Because when the smart money is doing its job. For example, let's say here, right? For example, if you're trying to for example, the market is just going up, right? And once it gets up here, you look at the higher time frame and you be like, okay, the market is going to take this high, and then you enter here and it stops you out, because at one certain level, like, you just have to wait for that retracement. Just because the market is going up, it doesn't mean it's going to go up forever, or it's not going to go down forever. It will give you retracement, and those retracements, they might stop you out if you just want to continue hopping on the trend. And the next thing I realized today was that there are some 5-minute fair value gaps that we have to avoid them because they're just useless and they just don't do anything for you. So I have to find like how and where those are located in the charts. And here I added some notes of why I got stopped out a few times. So this one I got stopped out because market completely shifted to the downside, even though I thought it's going to go up. So like completely wrong bias. This one, I said the fair value gap against us, which means when I'm going bullish, if there's a bearish fair value gap, it was from 11 days ago, but it was still valid, and it did stop me out. And here is like just check mark or like a cross mark of a new thing I was working on. So sometimes when you intra trade, let me actually show you here. So sometimes when you intra trade, the price, you enter here, right? The price stops you out and then it goes to your TP. I wanted to know how many times that will happen to me, and the results was kind of surprising. So the first 10 trades I took, not 10, it's like about 7. 4 of them that actually happened. So I was like, okay, so let me put my stop a bit lower than what it is right now. And then after doing that, as you can see, only 1 of them, it happened again. So this is actually a cool thing that I added, which is like making my stop a bit bigger. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I'm gonna risk more. It's different though. I'm not gonna risk more. I'm gonna risk the same amount, but I'm just gonna bring my stop down. Okay, so that's like a new thing I wanted to tell you all about. And finally, here's a question, because sometimes journaling is not always like you don't always have an answer, or it's not always notes. Sometimes you just figure, like, you have a question like, why is this happening in the chart? So you just write it down, so maybe in the next following days of backtesting you will finally find out why that happened. How many of the how many of the trades hit stop loss with less than 3 1-minute candles? Well, hold on, this is the same thing as here, so that's nothing new. What else do we have here? I guess that's it. So today, if I want to show y'all exactly, and this is my current account, it's down $1,700, a 16% win rate. It's because I traded only like, I had only I had like only 3 trades. That's why it's like really low. I had like 3 trades and I lost, I think, all of them. It is April 4th, and in the month of April, as you can see here, that's March, this is April, 17.5 hours in 4 days. I have been backtesting in this website. So, all right, guys, peace out.